Hello everybody, and I hope you're well. Goodness me, it's been a few weeks or so since I did the last video, isn't it? More like months actually. Summertime, Manifold Trail, God, that was back in July, August. It's been really busy, I'm sorry. I know everybody sort of has been looking at the channel, liking the videos. I've even had some subs and I haven't even put a video up for, 3 months getting on for now. So thanks very much to everyone who's subbed, and I hope you like this video. It's just a time, there's not enough hours in a day sometimes, is there? And I think with family life and work life, it's very difficult sort of to be able to put the content together. I've recently changed jobs, and the job has meant I've been out the house at 7 in the morning and back at 7 o'clock at night, so there's no time, is there? But it is what it is. Thanks for sticking around, thanks for the nice comments. One of the comments in particular, you know who you are, was about my Get Home bag. The video I did was the winter car kit, and that seems like many moons ago. It was actually the start of the year, and it was all about my car kit, the winter kit, all the bits and bobs in case. And I mentioned about my Get Home bag, and the idea was I was going to do a video, and it never happened. Like most things you plan, it never works. So hey ho, I have it here. I bought it in from outside, so we're nice and warm. I've just got myself a brew, so I'm going to take you through this Get Home bag and just explain a couple of things about it. But anyway, without further ado, here we go. The idea is basically the Get Home bag lives in the boot of the car basically all year round, and it's swapped out occasionally. So summertime there's going to be obviously different things in it to winter time, but there's main staples. Alright, so in the event that I cannot get home under basically car power and I have to walk or I have to stop anywhere, that's the other thing, I have necessary kit and equipment with me. Now whatever scenario you want to think of, this bag will suit. Alright, so it could be the weather, it could be transport, it could be meltdown, whatever you want to think of, this has a use, okay? And the idea is it has got the necessary bits and bobs, as I call it, and kit and equipment to get me out of a jam, get me back home, get me into the warm without any issues basically. So that is the idea. It's not a fully fledged bug out bag, because I think to make it, it could be, all I'd need is additional food and maybe additional water. But apart from that, that is what the purpose of it is. And the reason I had this bag, in truth, it was cheap. I bought it at a bring and buy sale for £10, which I thought was quite reasonable for a Berghaus 70 litre, 75 litre, sorry, bag. It's the old one, it's the Verdun, which has been replaced now by the Trailhead, I believe, or the Ridge Rider. I think the Ridge Rider is slightly larger. The Trailhead's 65, the Ridge Rider I think is 75. So this is possibly going to be compared to the Ridge Rider. So if you want a bag like this, you can't buy one of these because they don't make it anymore, I think. Hold my hands up if you can still buy them. I don't know, but I think that's what basically they've replaced it for. All right. So the bag itself, it's 65 litres to 75 litres. The difference is it has a floating lid. So if I want, I can just let out that strap at the back and loosen this one on the front, and effectively create myself 10 extra litres. So you can really pack this bag out. As I say, I have got actually loads of room left in it. I've not used any of the wand pockets, as I call them, on the side, the netted pockets, and not everything is completely rammed out, because if I wanted to put anything else additional on the journey, I have got the space to store it, okay? And this goes along with my EDC, which I always have on my person, and the kit, which is actually the car kit which stays in the car, okay? So if you see something that's not on here, the chances are it is either in the car or it is on my person. All right. So the bag itself, it's nylon, polyester, man-made material. It's not definitely not canvas like the Vulcan, and I really wouldn't want to be carrying the Vulcan, especially one of the old ones. 2 kilos, 2.5 kilos, I think they are. This is a bit lighter. It's got the BioFit system on the back, which is a floating back system. Nice padded straps. Nice padded waist belt, and you can just adjust that little clip there to adjust that down. So if you wanted it on L, which is what I've got it on for large, or if you're slightly taller and you want to increase the back length or loosen the back, shorten the back length, you can loosen or tighten up these straps to basically to tailor it to fit you. Now, a lot of people will say, and you know, I'm inclined to agree, if the bag is set up correctly at the start, then do you really need a floating back system? I don't know, comment below if you agree or disagree with that one, because I'm on the fence, okay? All I care about is it's got to be able to be nice and comfortable, or as comfortable as possible. Look, if I'm walking 5, 10, 20 miles back home, I want something that's going to be, you know, as snug as possible, alright? It has got the waterproof cover, which is just in the top there. That just pulls out and goes over the top. But you'll see inside, I've also got a little bit of extra waterproof, okay? Nice grab handle on the top there. As I say, I can pick it up one-handed, no issues at all, not too heavy. So I'm walking, whatever scenario you think of, whatever scenario you think of in terms of weather or the economy or transport, I can't get home, I've got to be walk, I'm on my legs, alright? And I want something comfortable, so I have my Salomon boots, which are now in the car. These are going to be much more practical than office type shoes, which just aren't going to be any good whatsoever. They're Gore-Tex, so they are nice and waterproof, good grips, work equally as well on tarmac as on loose ground. I've had them now for nearly 2 years, and so you know they are absolutely fantastic, hence why I would use these as my boots to get home. So that is that's good. That's the boots sorted. What I might do actually is I might turn this bag round and I'll give you a view as I'm taking things out, because I think you'll get a better view and see what's in now. Okay, so I'll spin the camera around and I'll be right back. Okay, so in the top of the bag there is 2 pouches. The one at the bottom here has got the waterproof covering, so it's attached to the bag just on a little clip, and I can just open the zip, pull the cover over, keeps the bag nice and dry. Okay, there is some space in there if I wanted to put anything else, but for now it's just got the cover in. In the top pouch, the first aid, always with an easy reach. I bought first aid kit. Yeah, I know it's better to make your own, but the majority of the things that are in here I would have put in anyway. I have added some additional painkillers, an extra asthma inhaler, a few extra bits and bobs there. So individual first aid kit. Now I have a little portable radio which is runs on 2 AAA batteries. Obviously the batteries aren't kept in the device, because if they should leak then the device won't work. So they're kept separately. Just an AM FM radio, very cheap. I think it was about £2, £3. It's nice to know what's going on, especially you know, if there is a situation or scenario, you know, whatever that may be. It's nice to have a little bit of contact. So wind up torch. Okay, it's got the crank handle on there as well. I do have my EDC torch on me at all times, which is still the Phoenix LD22. I've had this one now for just over 2 years, 3 years now. Absolutely cracking torch. But you know, if the batteries do run out and I have used my spare batteries, at least I have a backup. Okay, and it's all about having a backup, in my opinion. Talking of batteries, spare batteries, I've got some AAA batteries there. I also have some AA batteries there, and I just keep them in a little box there just to stop them from rattling around, and also to stop them potentially from shorting out. These ones are just alkaline batteries. You do get slightly better performance if you use lithium. They will work better in the cold, but in truth I've not noticed really any issues with using alkaline batteries. Additional lighting, I put one of my head torches in there. This is the Black Diamond Storm torch, which is very, very powerful. I think it's 250 lumen, I think. Runs on 4 AAA batteries. It is also waterproof, so it's got the waterproof seal on. Absolutely cracking head torch. That stays in there as well, because obviously if you need to use your hands for something, then having the head torch just makes things a little bit easier. I put my compass in there. You've seen this before. Got a little sighting mirror on there for emergencies. I also have the actual silver compass there and a whistle for emergencies, and it just goes in there like that into the homemade case just to stop it from getting scratched. I've also got a little SB nut on there, so if this was actually needing to go around my person or my smocks in the car, I can put it onto the little tabs on there. It's just having a little bit of preparation really. So I'm just going to put those in there for a moment, and I'm going to open the rest of the bag to show you what's in the main compartments. So just pop those back in there like that. Oops, zip that up. Right, now on the side pouches, as I say, I'm not using the one pouches. Just take that compression strap off there. I have in here my Coleman gas stove. This one is the F1 Light. It's very small, just fits in a little bag there, and that's obviously needs gas to run on, so I have a very small gas canister there as well. So obviously for ease of convenience the two can go together. Some couscous and one of these little cheesy pastry things. You know, it's just a bit of food there. 300 calories in that one, 200 calories in this one, 500 calories. You know, it's a meal, it's quick, okay? And I think that is everything in there. I'll turn the bag round to the other side, and again, just take off that compression strap there. I have my fire kit. I have several of these, and I'll just keep them in the tins. It's got the same things you've seen probably before. Char cloth, jute twine, cotton ball and Vaseline, some wet fire. I've got some fat wood in there as well. So I have that with me. If I could make a fire and I have the ability to make a fire, then I will. Otherwise, gas stove it is. On my EDC keyring, I now keep my ferro rod. So that's where that is. I have my knife. This one's just a Moira knife. It is obviously not UK legal, so by rights it shouldn't be in the bag, okay? And what I'll say for the purposes of this video is that for demonstration purposes we have the Moira knife in there. I don't advise people do carry knives, and certainly you know, you've got to respect the laws, okay? So if you want to carry one of these, you can. If you would prefer to stay completely within the law, then don't, okay? You have to have a reasonable cause for having one of these, okay? So I'm in the house, this is okay in there, alright? The people who watch this from over in the States will think that's incredibly weird, because the knife laws over here are very, very strict. And it's the same with the Leatherman, my Leatherman Wingman. I have that with me because it has the pliers, and it has, you know, a couple of screwdrivers on there just to make things easy. But again, it has a blade on there as well, you know, and because it's a locking blade, you know, you can't carry that with you. So the law is the law at the end of the day. So I have that, and then lastly in that pouch I have my Maxpedition Mini, and you've seen this previously. This has just got a few extra bits and pieces in there. A pen, zip ties, little screwdriver, can opener, mini compass, that's just a little button one there, a power bank, that's a 5000 milliamp power bank. I also have the charging cable, and as well as the charging cable I have a little folding plug, which if I can get to a plug socket, means I can charge the phone up easier than relying on the power bank. But that all just goes in there, and I think it's just easier sometimes using these pouches to keep things in, because saves them rattling around in the bag. So if I just undo those and lift the top up, what I will do is I'm just going to put the items down as they go. Now firstly, on top is my waterproof jacket, alright, and this is fairly new. This one is a Berghaus jacket. It is the Berghaus Gore-Tex XCR, which is a nice jacket. It's obviously Gore-Tex lined, got the hood on there as well, and it's right at the top, so if I need it I can get to it. Dry bag. Again, I'm just covering my back, so to speak. You know, I've got the waterproof cover. A dry bag will mean that there is basically more chance of everything remaining dry. This is the one I picked up for £1, you know, because it's huge. Look at that. As you see, and if the camera's picking it up, everything's sort of pretty well packed, nicely packed in there, and you know, and it's packed in order of, you know, basically in order of need. So, for example, cup on top there, just a little cheap cup. These are, I don't know, these are about £1, £1.50 in various camping shops. Binoculars. These ones are, these are 1232s off the top of my head. Yes, 12 by 32. Little pair of binoculars there, rubberised coating, so offer a little bit of resistance if they get bounced, which obviously I don't want to start dropping the kit, but it happens. So, brew kit. Now this one, because of the bag, I wanted to put something in there which would fit better than the Crusader, and so I'm using my Pathfinder. I've got the Pathfinder cup, the litre bottle, and obviously the lid on the top. So this can be used for cooking in, and it just fits nicely into the pouch, which I think, off the top of my head, is a Viper pouch. I've had it for quite a while. And in the front pocket there, I've got some 3-in-1 coffees, some 2-in-1 coffees, some tea bags, some what they call red bush tea, which I've really started getting into, a spork, and just a little fish mouth if I wanted to hang it over a fire. So I have a very, very basic brew kit there, and normally that will be filled full of water, which I'll change out every few days or so. Next thing, a warm layer. My softy jacket, which you've seen before. I keep the softy trousers and the jacket separately because really the jacket is going to be worn if I'm cold, but I very rarely would need to add the trousers, normally just for sleeping in. So I have the jacket, as I say, that is the old school one with the sand and the olive. But as I say, I've got 2 sets of these, and they're absolutely fantastic, very, very warm. Next thing, waterproof trousers. I'm not a big fan of them because whether or not they're Gore-Tex, or in the case of these not, I always find they're a little bit hot to wear. And so these are just a cheap pair of waterproof trousers that aren't Gore-Tex, but you know, if need be, I've got them there. Certainly if I'm walking, I want to be as comfortable as possible. Next thing, I have my hygiene kit. In there I've got a little microfiber towel, I've got some toothpaste, I've got some nail clippers, I've got some foot powder, I've got some toothpaste, toothbrush, just goes in there like that. I've also got some soap as well, so just, you know, if I need to freshen up. You've got to remember there's going to be occasions where I might need to stop, so you know, it's handy to have. Also in there is antibacterial wipes, hand sanitizer and all the rest of it. So in this bag here I have some basic clothing. I have a change of tops, which is my my Norgie, and this one is a genuine Dutch Norgie, as the NSN number will say. It is ex-surplus, but very nice, very, very warm, you know, and very sort of long lasting. In addition to that, I also have woolly hat, gloves, and a head over. Okay. Now, because the weather has changed, I also have in here an additional pair of waterproof gloves. So these ones have got a membrane in, and unbelievably they are waterproof. So it's just a handy thing to have. So 2 pairs of gloves, woolly hat, head over. Definitely worthwhile. In the next bag, I have my bivvy bag, and this one, because I don't want everything screaming military, is a olive green bivvy bag. Yes, it's military, but it's not camo. This one I've had for years as well, and it's a Gore-Tex, well, MVP they call it, bivvy bag, and I just keep it again, just in a stuff sack there to keep it contained, and also if it did get wet, it's not going to get the rest of the kit wet as well. So it's definitely worth having that. Pillow. I know. I'm getting old now, aren't I? I'm getting old. I need a pillow. For how much space it takes up, what can I say? Got to be done. Alright. There's the softy trousers. Again, I haven't kept those in a compression bag, they're just in the standard, so I can keep them separated. I could use 2 small compression bags, but you know, the stuff sacks fit well. These would just be normally worn for sleeping in. Talking of sleeping, I have my sleeping bag, which is the jungle sleeping bag. Okay, for winter, not warm enough on its own, but with my clothing and the softy on top, you know, absolutely fine. So, you know, I have that there with me as well. That's in a compression bag just to keep it down. I've got spare underclothes and wool socks in this one. Again, keeping them dry. Last thing you want is all your clothes getting wet. And then I have my mat. Paid, I think it's £12 for this. They were doing them in the supermarket. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's only, if you can possibly see on there, it says it weighs half a kilo. I weighed it, it's about 300 grams, so it's not bad. And as I say, it compresses really, really well. So that is the contents of the bag. So there we have it. That is the Get Home bag, which alongside the winter car kit will hopefully offer me a few backups just in case something goes a little bit wrong. All right, and it's not necessarily about a meltdown and all sorts of situations and scenarios. It could be a breakdown, it could be bad weather, it could be just that I can't get home. Alright, so some things are also kept in the car and therefore not in the bag, things like maps for example. If you haven't seen something and wonder if I do carry it, check on the winter car kit video. I'll put the link below if you haven't already seen that. Feel free to ask any questions as well, comments, suggestions, anything like that. Look, at the end of the day, if you know, thinking of asking a question, somebody else is probably somewhere thinking of a similar sort of question. So ask away, I'll do my best to reply, and I'll do my best, I promise you, to reply to your comments. You know, I've got no excuse this time, alright? Thanks for subscribing. To everyone who's subscribing to the channel, it's very, very much appreciated. Right, so that's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's given you maybe a little bit of inspiration if you're thinking of making a bag like this up yourself. Maybe it's given you a few ideas, maybe it hasn't, I don't know. At the end of the day, everything's personalised, isn't it? And you know, some of the things on here you might not want or need, or some of the things you might feel you do need. So you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I hope it's done its job, and I hope you get some ideas and thoughts from that. Alright, so I will see you again very soon, but for now, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.